It literally is initial thoughts because I've just come out of the gym and looked at my socials and I saw the statement from Matchroom and I was like, just can't believe it. It's just more bullshit for the sport really.
Replacements aren't ideal, but I'll tell you this is the third time it's happened.
That doesn't sound like somebody who's disciplined enough to be as legitimate as possible and follow the rules and regulations.
Anthony Joshua heat with massive legal trouble days before his return fight announcement, and insiders say the situation's far from simple. Legal advisors are scrambling, and the camp's silence only fuels speculation. Questions over AJ's integrity are resurfacing, just as his comeback was ready to be unveiled to the public.
After the weigh-in, which
That's
is
a little, yeah.
kind of bitch ass.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like, what do you care what he weighs, eh?
Yeah, like you made.
Who do you got in that fight?
Jarrell Miller wasted no time stirring the pot. His claim that Joshua failed a test reignited the controversy, sending social media into chaos. While no official confirmation has surfaced, Miller's words hit a nerve, forcing fans to question whether AJ's comeback is truly clean or carefully controlled.
People are saying that AJ failed a drug test his last fight, and that's why he's not going to fight the summertime. He's going to fight the end of the year. Making sense to y'all now? This is what I'm hearing from multiple sources. So with that being said, why AJ and I'm trying to figure out their lawyer things? What are they doing behind?
Frank Warren's words highlighted just how messy things have become behind the scenes. Weeks of confusion, failed negotiations, and uncertainty have clouded Joshua's return. For many, this wasn't just bad timing, it was evidence that something bigger is being hidden from the public eye.
Well, obviously that caused a big problem. We went on for, 3-4 weeks, and we've been struggling to get an opponent, and we've got the highest rank.
Johnny Nelson's reaction summed up the growing frustration in the boxing world. Conflicting reports and shifting narratives have made it impossible to separate fact from speculation. As the story evolves by the hour, even seasoned analysts are struggling to find where the truth really lies.
It don't matter what drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. You know, so until more news comes out.
Carl Frampton's statement cut through the noise. His words reflected the mindset of fighters who value discipline and transparency above all. In a sport already battling credibility issues, Frampton's take reminded everyone, integrity isn't negotiable, even when it involves a superstar like Anthony Joshua.
Scenario before where someone says that we're spiked with performance-enhancing drugs, which that doesn't sit well with me, and it doesn't really fly with me. But I know what I'm taking. I'm not taking stuff off other people, and it's been drilled into me since day one as an amateur. We had certain supplements like multivitamins I could take, and we couldn't take certain protein powders and stuff. It was really, really strict and stringent.
But the scrutiny didn't stop there. Soon, Duke McKenzie would make the harshest call yet. Duke McKenzie's comments hit like a hammer. His no-nonsense perspective echoed the sentiment of a sport tired of excuses. When a respected figure like McKenzie questions a fighter's integrity, it sends ripples through the entire boxing community. The mention of license surrender, symbolic or not, paints a picture of guilt that's difficult to dismiss. Talk of contamination may work in PR statements, but to purists, it's a hollow defense. For them, accountability must come before redemption. As the debate grows, Joshua's silence feels louder with each passing day. Fans, promoters, and governing bodies are now watching every move closely, waiting to see whether this is damage control or the beginning of a steep downfall.
He's done. Now, the fact that he's given back his licence to the British Boxing Board of Control, who in my opinion are the best governing body in the world, bar none, it's kind of like a proof of admission, certainly. And for him to do what he's done, you know, they're talking about contamination, right? So if you've done it once, then you got caught out, then you do it again. It can't be contamination, can it? Because he's been caught twice for doing the same thing. So if it was me, take his licence away.
Chris Eubank Jr. didn't mince his words. His message was sharp, direct, and aimed straight at Joshua's reputation. The idea that a fighter caught in controversy should still demand equal financial footing sparked outrage among fans and pundits alike. Eubank's statement wasn't just about money, it was about fairness, credibility, and respect for the sport. In his view, integrity should outweigh pay-per-view numbers or ticket sales. That sentiment resonates deeply with those who believe boxing's soul is being chipped away by loopholes and favoritism. As Eubank Jr. spoke, social media erupted, with fans divided between defending a national icon and agreeing that accountability must apply to everyone, even the biggest stars.
When you fail a drugs test, you don't get 50-50 split.
No. No matter commercial power pulling, no.
You don't get 50-50 split if you fail a drugs test.
Johnny Nelson's calm tone contrasted sharply with the chaos online. His claim that Joshua passed the UK test opened another chapter of confusion. Was it selective reporting? Or were key details being hidden? In the fast-moving world of boxing journalism, half-truths spread faster than official clarifications. Nelson's credibility brought weight to his words, yet even his assurance couldn't fully extinguish the growing doubt. For fans, it wasn't just about test results, it was about trust. The bigger the fighter, the greater the scrutiny, and right now, Anthony Joshua is standing under the harshest spotlight of his career. The world is waiting for clarity, but the longer it takes, the more uncertain his legacy becomes.
But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the place anyway. But all I can say is he passed the UK one that he did.
Eddie Hearn's voice carried frustration and exhaustion. As Joshua's longtime promoter, he's not just defending a client, he's protecting a global brand. His words painted a picture of a man overwhelmed by scrutiny, perhaps even isolated by his own fame. But Hearn's defense also raised new questions. If AJ is innocent, why isn't he addressing the controversy himself? Transparency could end speculation, yet the continued silence feels calculated. Boxing history is filled with comeback stories and redemption arcs, but Hearn's tone hinted that this storm might not blow over quickly. With millions invested and reputations at stake, the stakes for Team Joshua have never been higher.
The guy is not well. Secondly, the guy really should be here. But the fact that he's not involved, the fact that he couldn't take any money, the fact that he couldn't be involved in any decisions, stand in front of the cameras, is making him sick as a parrot. So send me that.
Eddie Hearn's clarification did little to calm the storm. His acknowledgement of ongoing conversations with lawyers only deepened suspicions about what was truly happening behind the scenes. For the British Boxing Board of Control to hesitate on sanctioning a fight involving Joshua, that's unprecedented. It suggests this situation extends far beyond standard contractual disputes. Fans are left speculating whether legal complications, failed tests, or internal politics are stalling AJ's comeback. Hearn's effort to sound composed barely masked the tension in his voice. The phrase "we want everyone to be comfortable" felt like code for damage control. With every new statement, the fog thickens around Joshua's future. Until full transparency emerges, even the most loyal supporters are struggling to separate rumor from reality.
What their statement is actually saying is that we're not sanctioning this fight. There's ongoing conversations with
Duke McKenzie's words carried a sting of personal disappointment, cutting deeper than a simple critique. For him, Joshua's actions weren't just a professional misstep, they were a betrayal of values that once defined British boxing. McKenzie, a man who fought through eras built on honor and pride, sees today's generation differently, one often caught between fame, money, and moral responsibility. His mention of Joshua's father added an emotional layer, implying that this scandal might tarnish more than a career. It could scar a legacy. It's a sentiment that resonates across gyms and fight circles where respect is earned, not demanded. As McKenzie spoke, his tone wasn't of anger, but heartbreak, the kind that comes when a national hero begins to look human again. The industry is divided. Some call for patience, others for punishment. But one thing is certain, AJ's silence is now deafening.
It's just wrong, in my book. You know what? I also think that, you know, what he's done, it's like a slap in the face for his dad.
Spencer Oliver and Simon Jordan didn't sugarcoat a word. Their stance was uncompromising, reflecting a growing frustration among purists who believe boxing's credibility has been stretched to its limit. In a sport built on discipline and danger, integrity isn't optional, it's the foundation. Their shared call for zero tolerance echoes through every governing body meeting and fan forum alike. The argument is simple: one failed test isn't a mistake, it's a choice, and choices have consequences. This perspective may sound harsh, but it's grounded in fear that leniency invites corruption and endangers lives. Both men have seen how one scandal can stain generations of fighters, undoing decades of hard-earned respect. Their voices, sharp and unwavering, demand reform. As social media debates rage, Oliver and Jordan represent that old-school belief that boxing must cleanse itself, even if it means sacrificing its biggest stars.
Yeah, listen, I've always been strong on that. I've always been strong on the fact that I don't believe in giving them a second chance.
You're basically saying no 3 strikes and you're out.
No three
two
strikes
and you're out.
No.
One, you fail a test and gone ski.
Absolutely, because I just believe then that moving forward, people would think twice about doing it. If they think, well, you know what, I'll get a second chance anyway, you know, I might get slapped.
Frank Warren's revelation confirmed what many suspected. The chaos surrounding Joshua's return wasn't just rumor, it was rooted in legal and logistical disaster. Behind closed doors, teams argued, lawyers scrambled, and promoters clashed as the dream comeback unraveled. Warren, known for his blunt honesty, stripped away the PR polish, calling the situation what it truly was, a fiasco. His mention of lawsuits against the Board of Control adds a darker undertone, suggesting the ripple effect of Joshua's alleged missteps may reach far beyond the ring. It's not just about one man's test or suspension, it's about the credibility of an entire sport under fire. As Warren spoke, you could sense the frustration of a promoter who's seen it all: the politics, the damage control, the hidden truth. In his words, the message was clear: this wasn't just bad luck, it was boxing's integrity on trial.
You know, let the penny drop that the fight could never go forward. And some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, you know, the board being sued and something and so forth is just a non-runner. It's crazy.
Stephen A. Smith's statement captured the frustration of fans across the world. His words weren't just about Joshua, they were about the essence of boxing itself. When you have a fighter with power, fame, and skill, the expectations rise beyond entertainment. They become a matter of integrity. Smith's point was sharp. The audience deserves authenticity. Anything less and it's not competition, it's deception. In a sport where greatness is earned through sacrifice, shortcuts erode everything it stands for. His "we're being cheated" line hit hard because it voiced what millions were already thinking. Boxing's beauty lies in its purity. 2 men, 1 ring, no lies. But when questions of doping, legality, and manipulation cloud that purity, fans feel betrayed. Smith's commentary wasn't a rant, it was a demand for truth, for accountability, and for the sport to protect itself before it loses everything.
Who can get exposed by a boxer because every shot he throws, he's trying to make it a power shot.
As the dust begins to settle, one truth remains: Anthony Joshua's reputation stands on the edge of history. Whether this storm clears his name or cements doubt forever, the coming weeks will define his legacy. The boxing world thrives on redemption stories, but this one feels different. More personal, more uncertain. Fans, critics, and legends alike are demanding clarity, not excuses. The question now isn't just when Joshua returns to the ring, but what version of him will show up. The disciplined champion, or a man fighting his own reflection. For the sport's sake, boxing needs the truth. Now we turn it to you. What do you believe really happened behind the scenes? Is AJ being targeted, or is this accountability long overdue? Drop your thoughts below because this debate is far from over. It's only just begun.